Hi everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Iron Spider from Avengers Infinity War, and it's part of the Thanos Build-A-Figure wave. If you want this figure and the rest of the wave, you can get them at Big Bad Toy Store. There's a link in the description below. So what I want you to do here is remember just how metallic this figure looks here on the back of this box. Very shiny, very metallic. Definitely looks like it is, an actual suit of armor. Make a mental note of that and we shall compare that to the figure in just a second. Here is the rest of the wave, which are all fantastic looking figures, and there is the Build-A-Figure, which we'll get to when we reviewed all of these. So let's get this thing out of the box and take a closer look. And here is the Iron Spider out of the packaging, and this figure, whilst it is a great one, it's also a very disappointing one at the same time. So first of all, as you can see, you can get into some awesome poses. The articulation is fantastic. So let's just go ahead and start up with that because it's probably the best thing about this figure. And so obviously, as you can see, the head is on a really nice hinge there and ball joint. Although it does feel a little bit loose on that joint though. So, that is a kind of strange one. There's a little bit of a disappointing thing, but that can always just be fixed. Just pop the head off, pop a little bit of super glue or some polish or something on that joint that'll just kind of add a little bit of material to it, and then that'll be perfectly fine. He does have really nice butterfly shoulder joints right there, as well as the shoulders being able to rotate all the way around and hinge in and out as well, so you can get a really nice range of motion from that. You've got rotation at the upper part of the arms, double jointed elbows, rotation and the hinge at both of the wrists. As far as the arm crunch goes, it works really well forward and back. You've got the rotation at the waist there. The hips move out to the side and all the way forward really well. Rotation at the upper part of the thigh. Double jointed knees, and then you've got the ankle pivot and the feet go up a little bit and then all the way down for some really nice flight poses. That is really great. That's everything that you could ask for from a Spider-Man figure. Besides the fact that this is obviously a current Marvel Legends figure with no interchangeable hands. So he just has two web-thwipping hands. I'd have liked at least a pair of fists as well. It's really weird having two web-thwipping hands. I don't really see why they went with both of them. So as you can see, if you pose it from the side, it kind of just looks like a relaxed open hand or something. But it's perfectly fine if you want to have both hands, facing in front as if he's going to attack Thanos or something like that. That's perfectly fine. Any other pose doesn't really look quite right with those web-thwipping hands, but there you go. In terms of the rest of the molding on the figure, it looks phenomenal. It's absolutely awesome. You've got detail throughout the entire thing. The paintwork in terms of the gold is fantastic, except for some places where it could just be a little thicker. Here on the shoulder, for example, you can just see the red coming through. But for the most part, it is really nice and vibrant. However, the red is more of not a matte, but it is much more dull than it should be. The tone of red, it's nice and dark. That is really good. And the blue is fantastic too. It's got a bit of a metallic sheen to it. But the red just completely lets it down. It should be very metallic and very shiny. And there are other Spider-Man figures out that are shinier than this. And there's actually many cheaper ones, not just Marvel Legends, but the exact, version of Iron Spider, this guy, just like the 5-point articulation figures that are super cheap, that have a way better paint job as well. Now, we have had a Tom Holland head as well from other figures. I'm sure that would fit on this one. I'll have to test that out at some point. But, you don't get one included right here, so it would have been nice to have the unmasked Spider-Man as well. And one of the most memorable things from the comics and from the movie about the Iron Spider suit is obviously the giant mechanical spider arms that come out of his back. And as you can see, there's not even a peg hole there. So not only do they not come included with the figure, but there's, never going to be a chance of it coming with it, obviously, because there's no peg hole. So it's just, why would they do that? I mean, there's 5-point articulated figures out there that not only have a better paint job than this, but also actually have those arms coming out of the back of the figure. I just don't see why they haven't done it with this guy. So that is a big disappointment, obviously. So it's not as metallic as it should be, and it doesn't have those mechanical arms, and it also has two web-thwipping hands. kind of disappointing in those respects. But then when you look at the mold and look how amazingly detailed this thing is, it's just like, it's hard to say that it's a disappointing figure because it does look really striking. Obviously, if you want to build your Thanos Build-A-Figure, you got to go ahead and get this guy. He does stand, let's do a quick little measurement right here. He is just over 5 3/4 inches tall, so obviously he is a smaller Spider-Man. He's not a full-scale Marvel Legends, he's not an adult character, so that's all good. I'd say definitely go ahead and pick it up. You might be able to swap out those hands for some other movie Spider-Man hands, possibly from Homecoming. And obviously, yeah, it would be nice if the Tom Holland head can fit on this. So, you know, it's not terrible. Not having the claws on there is fine, but it would have been amazing to have those as an accessory. Having two web-flipping hands, it's not the end of the world, just would have been nice to have something different. We're so used to having multiple sets of hands, especially with Spider-Man figures. And then, you know, the red, again, it's not the end of the world, but it would have been awesome to have a super metallic looking figure. So it could have been done so much better, but at the end of the day, it's still a great figure with awesome articulation. It stands just over 5 3/4 inches tall, so it's the right scale and everything. So I still definitely do recommend you pick this thing up. It is needed to build the Thanos Build-A-Figure, which we'll be taking a closer look at very soon. So stay tuned to the channel for that. But anyway, in the meantime, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. And there's some more from me on the screen right now if you want to go ahead and check those out. There's some links to my social media in the description below. And for more Marvel Legends, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.